It's finally here, the long-awaited PS1 throwback horror game, or at least it's been long-awaited for me. This game is what happens when you take the atmosphere from Silent Hill, the level design from Resident Evil, and the looks from Final Fantasy? Developed by SFB Games, which I'm pretty sure does not stand for Sexy Fucking Bitch. They made Tangle Tower. I heard it's good, but I haven't played it. I tend to ramble a lot before getting into the actual game, so I won't do it this time, because I already did it, like 2 months ago, in my video about the demo of this game. So if you want to know about the systems and gameplay mechanics of this game, then go watch that. I'll briefly talk about it here, but I will mostly talk about the story. So let's go back in time, a time where most of us didn't even exist, and let's go to Crow Country. Even though I'm not going to show you everything this game has to offer, there's still going to be major spoilers. You have been warned. This place is an amusement park, but it shut down after something horrible happened to a little girl. Since then, the owner of this place, Edward Crow, has gone missing. We play as Agent Mara, and we were sent to find him. We can see that the place is abandoned. Something is wrong. Even though it's abandoned, there's bear traps and explosives. I don't think they were part of the attractions in this amusement park, or maybe they were. Maybe kids in the early 90s really enjoyed playing with those things. We have a gun, just in case, but we won't need to use it, right? You actually don't need to use it if you play on exploration mode, but you chose survival horror, right? Right? Also, whenever you're low on ammo, you can go back to the car and restock. We start exploring the place and we see this number on the floor. And yeah, it's written in blood, because of course it is. This number actually comes up more frequently the more you progress. I've beaten this game and I still don't know what this number means. It's not a password. Also, I finished the game in 1 day, almost in one sitting. So that should tell you how good this game is. After exploring a bit, we find an injured man. We have the option of helping him. Occasionally, we will get moral choices like these during the game. I always play as the good guy on my first playthrough, so I choose to help. On my second playthrough, I always choose to be a bastard, so I can't wait to come back and kill everyone. We take him to our car so he can rest. He wants to leave, but we say, nah bruh, we got some business. But you can chill here for the next 10 hours, okay? That's how long it took me to finish this game. We ask him how he feels, and I think her dialogue came a bit early. She says that whatever attacked him, attacked her too, even though I still haven't met the enemies. Nothing attacked me yet, so it doesn't make sense that she would say that. But at the same time, her dialogue will make sense at the end of the game. Just remember that for now. We enter a creepy toilet with a suspiciously locked door, which is a nice Silent Hill reference. We find a magazine on a toilet seat which shows us a picture of a poop, which is fitting I guess, considering we're in a bathroom. Okay, this isn't poop, it's an enemy, but it looks like poop, and then there's even more poop pictures. All of this, and the whole lonely and spooky atmosphere, all of that was a build-up to this moment. This. I love this. The slow build-up, the creepy sounds, the fucking moaning. And then they just show up. No cutscene. They're just suddenly here. They're horrifically disfigured, and you have to deal with them. Really nice stuff. Also, you can step on them. They're not hard to take down, and the game tells you that being closer to them will do more damage. Which is good, because you can save a lot of ammo if you do that. But it's also spooky because you need to get close to these abominations. And trust me, you do not want them to hug you, especially not the later enemy types. We get to our first save area. You can save the game by staring into the fire. Also, all of the notes you collect during the game can be found in these save rooms. Though I don't know why we can't just read them from our inventory. Here we find an important sentence. We need to say that sentence to this fairy outside. But first we need a password, which is located literally 2 feet away. Almost all of the puzzles and key huntings in this game are amazing and require some thinking, but sometimes the solution is basically just handed to you.
Hello there.
We talk to the fairy. Hear me, oh great bitch of the forest, let me in. Hey, it worked. Now we get to this area with some kind of machine. Oh no, I remember this from the demo. I'm not falling for that one again. We summon the lady from the disgusting water and she gives us a bronze key, which we use to open this tiny house. What did you say? Yes, of course we open the door by using the key and the mailbox. What? That's how you open doors? Wait, are you one of those weirdos that actually uses keys and doors? Get out of here. This door leads to some kind of construction site. Why is there a construction site in a tiny house? In a theme park? Well, that's what the kids love, I guess. But we can also see that someone tried to dig something up. Something big. Here I find my first secret. A laser sight for the shotgun. Now I just need to find the boomstick. There are 15 secrets in this game. I found most of these without using a guide. I'm not gonna show all of them to you, but let's just say that some of them are a real pain in the ass. Looking at you, you stupid tiny trains. I gotta say, the game handles notes very well. Usually in horror games, there's tons of notes, and it's a drag to read them, because they're usually very long, with lots of filler. Here the notes are short and to the point. He doesn't look very happy. That's what happens when you're a mushroom house. We find a note that says something about a guest being trapped in a lab, which should immediately give you some Resident Evil vibes. Of course there's experiments and wacky infections. The guests are the names of the enemies we've seen up until now. Other enemy types have different names, which we will learn later on. We find some gasoline and use it on the container in the dig site, which powers up this flamethrower, but we don't need it right now. Everything you've seen up until now was in the demo, which you can play right now for free. But this is new territory. We find this Julie lady who won't stop banging on this door. And no, you cannot shoot her. I mean, you can, but nothing will happen. This door is locked, so we need to find another way inside. There's a smiling face here. Yeah, he's fine where he is. Like in Silent Hill, each area has its own map, which you don't get automatically. You need to find it yourself. You can miss it, and then you're fucked. Being in a new area without a map is pretty inconvenient. We fight some enemies, blow them up, and find a chicken owl? The bird is a clue on how to open this door. It tells us how many times to ring the bell. We do it, and now we're inside of a mansion. And we find Dracula? Oh, he's not real. Okay, good. I don't really want to deal with vampires right now. Oh, fuck. Kind of cute, huh? Yeah, okay, I can see that. When you get to this place, don't shoot the vases, like I'm doing on the screen right now. All you will get are some spooky ghost noises, but no items. While exploring, we suddenly hear a phone call. And what do you know? It's for us. Whoever this is tells us that we came back here, and that he's glad we're up and about. This tells us 3 things. 1. This person is watching us from somewhere. 2. Somehow this person knows us. And 3. Apparently we've been here before. Our character doesn't say anything about it, but she doesn't deny it. Here's the first death of the run. I don't know what is the point of these books, besides tricking you into touching them and then killing you. This time I go to this place. It's a spooky dungeon with prison cells. Like in many classic survival horror games, you can get to some places earlier than you should. This is that kind of place. We can go here now, but there's not much to do. We'll need to go here later, when we find a certain item. There's an Iron Maiden here. We go inside it. Ah, no! No, actually it's fine. It brings us to another location. This will become a shortcut way later in the game. Also say hello to secret number 2. Magnum bullets. Honestly, magnum bullets are like half of the secrets in this game. I gotta point something out. This game has a lot of sense of humor. There's a lot of times where you interact with objects and Mara just says something stupid and funny.
It's a pizza box. I wonder what's in there. Maybe some ammo. It's pizza. Touché. Pizza box. It's a big crow. Hello, Mr. Crow. I'm looking for your boss. Do you know where he is?
Call.
Oh, it's an adult magazine. Barf, no thanks.
She's in this hellish place, fighting weird poop monsters, but she still knows how to have fun. It's great. I wanted to go back to the manor again, but I decided to check out this place and... This was a mistake. We're stuck in this place, and there's a hand that follows us, and it's pointing a goddamn shotgun at us. We have to solve a puzzle, or... well, you know. There's a big ass compass on the ground, and a note that gives us a hint about what to do. It tells us to focus on the names on the graves. The names are a clue to which direction you need to turn the statues. Focus on the first letters of the names. If it starts with S, that means south. If it starts with W, that means west. You get it. If it's only one name, then you match it to the corresponding direction. If it's two names, then you put it between two directions. Really nice puzzle, really solid. Sorry I ruined it for you. The gate opens and the hand stops following us. I don't know if the shotgun actually shoots you if you take too long, or if it's just for intimidation purposes. Oh, it's fake. Damn, I wanted to take it. Whatever. Let's continue. What the fuck? Ah, get away from me. Okay, now let's continue. We find a new save area with a note about some samples of gold. It looks like this Edward guy that we came here to find was up to some shit. Not only was he probably, definitely involved in whatever made all of the spooky monsters, but he was also smuggling gold, and it looks like he got some help with that. Remember at the beginning where I said this place is an amusement park, but it shut down after something horrible happened to a little girl. We find a note about that girl. Her name was Elaine. 2 years before the events of the game, one of these creatures appeared, and Edward tried to contain it. Elaine then came into contact with the creature, and was attacked. This was the beginning of the downfall of this place. We'll talk about all of that later. The puzzles in this game are really good, for the most part, but sometimes the game literally tells you what to do. I think it's unnecessary. Let me figure it out myself. We let that banging lady inside, and even tell her about all of the puzzles we did. She places pieces of evidence and information on the table, and hopes that Edward would see it. It's about the incident with the little girl. Also, it's weird how they don't ask each other who they are and what they're doing here. She left a medical report about Elaine, and if we inspect her business card, we can see that she's a lawyer. We can assume that she represents Elaine in a lawsuit against this theme park. We leave this place and encounter a new enemy type. These might be the grossest looking enemies I've seen in a video game. I like his face though. If he touches you, you'll take damage, but also you'll be poisoned. You'll have to use an antidote to get rid of it. Earlier, I found a crank, which we used to solve this clock puzzle. Read a note on the scary picture and move the clock arrows accordingly. It's not hard, it's simple, it's fine. The puzzle gives us a red egg, which reminds me a bit of Berserk. Oh no. Now we can use the crank we got to open this, ow, and we get to the Ocean Kingdom. Are we gonna meet SpongeBob? Or Nemo? Whoa, that's a giant jellyfish. Somehow this place leads to an arcade. Unfortunately, the power is out, so we can't play any video games. Instead, we find a weird guy. His name is Marvin. Marvin? Hey, it's the guy that left some of those notes we've been finding. He's suspicious as hell. He doesn't really answer our questions, and is clearly hiding something. This sneaky asshole tells us that he works for Edward, but then decides to leave in the middle of the conversation. She just lets him go. If I was in her shoes, well, my feet would hurt, because I'm pretty sure my legs are bigger than her, but also, I would have made him answer all of my questions. We finally found someone connected to our main suspect, and she just lets him go. We unlock a shortcut to the first save area, and let's ignore the fact that someone probably used this peephole to spy on the people that were sitting here. It's not creepy at all. You know, when I woke up today, I didn't think I would be talking to a Mushroom King. You'll notice that the more we progress, the more shitty the enemies will become. Literally, they'll be covered in much more poop, and also they're more dangerous. We get another phone call, and it was Crow all along, the guy we're looking for. I knew it. He gives some more backstory and hangs up. He seems like he's regretting the stuff that happened. Fruits are friends. Good to know, I guess. There's a note here about a really easy password. A default password. Wait. Don't tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy shit, it worked. Yeah, you should have changed the password. Your security sucks. We're back in Bikini Bottom. We go inside the submarine, which serves as another save area. Man, the game really teases me about the shotgun. First I found ammo for it, then I find a plastic one, and now this. Not working? Oh fine. I'll just shoot the cute animals with my own gun. I want a shotgun. Hey, this thing opened. Finally, we get the sweet, sweet shotgun. She's holding it with one hand. Nice. We exit. Oh wow, that's a really big boy. I guess the game wants us to use that shotgun as fast as possible. Fine, let's mix it up with some explosives. Nice. Toot, I have a shotgun. Toot. Ah, fuck. So far, every jump scare actually made me jump. We kill a swan. Don't worry, it's fake. And we get a chain, which we then use on this thing in the construction site, and now it's finally working. We pull out something, burn it, and we get a sad mask. Oh, what the hell is that? We put the sad mask next to the happy mask, and the gate opens. Now this is a nice little hedge maze. Finally, we can relax. Just watch out for the floating chandeliers. Sometimes we need to stop and appreciate nature. How beautiful it is. It's so gentle and quiet. It's not quiet anymore. Look at this. I bet you can feel the creepy atmosphere oozing from your screen. This is beautiful. It really gives me Silent Hill vibes. This is beautiful. But also it's too spooky. Let's get the fuck out of here. Every time you go back to a previous area, it gets more dangerous. There's stronger enemies, and now there's birds that spit poison gas. Who put this up here? This wasn't here before. Do the enemies know how to install a chandelier? If you walk below it, it will fall and you'll take damage, which is obvious. But the good thing is that you can use it on enemies. Ha! Nice. I go back to this place, and these stupid things keep staring at me. What? What are you looking at, you stupid lizard? Come on, you want a piece of me? Do you want a piece of... Hey, the chest opened. Silver key. Cool. This is a secret. Shh. Don't tell anyone about this. Where were we? Ah, yes. We got the silver key, so now we can... Ah, god damn it, stop it. We can finally unlock this door, which leads us to a toy shop. Ah, fuck. Look, I really like this game, but fuck these poison traps. It's so easy to miss them. The game was pretty easy up until now, but this is the first time where I was actually running out of ammo. If you go here, you'll meet a tiny mushroom that will grant you any wish that you desire. Okay. Not gonna say no to that. Thanks. There's a really nice puzzle here that requires a bit of meth. No, not crystal meth.
Tight, yeah!
I mean the kind of meth that nerds use. If you solve it, you get the Magnum. I'm not gonna spoil the secrets for you, just pay attention to the price tags and the specific toys you're looking at. Eventually, we use the silver key to unlock this door, and we meet the most apathetic NPC ever. We start talking to him, but he interrupts us to talk about her purple hair. He doesn't really answer any of our questions.
Right.
We ask him about the elevators. He says they're broken, but we know that's a lie. They're pretending to be broken? Yeah, okay, Mara. We ask where the switch is, but he's like, I'm not gonna help you. Figure it out yourself.
Right.
What a fucking prick asshole. I like him.
What's that? Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio?
There's some tapes here. We watch them, and each one gives us a letter. The letters serve as a password. After figuring out the letters, we need to look at the dates on the left and match them with the dates on the tapes, which gives us the correct order of the letters. We put them in the piano, and boom! We pull the lever and activate the elevators. Well, Yeah, I did. You're still a prick though. We used the elevator to reach the underground level. And now it's super dark. Like, really dark. You think you can scare me with some darkness and spooky sounds? You have no idea how many horror games I've played during my lifetime. This is nothing. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn the game off. Ah, what is that? Something that I really appreciate about this game is that enemies will stop moving when you're interacting with objects. It would be really shitty if an enemy could attack you while you are reading a note or something. This doesn't happen in this game, which is really nice. The only problem is that it makes this part very easy. I can just input the code without worrying about the giant face monster over there. It will patiently wait until I'm done. We explore this place and find strange machinery, strange roots, which we can use to drop some gold. This is where they would extract the gold and cut it into pieces so they can smuggle it. But that's not important now, because for some reason these two knuckleheads are down here in hell. And no one is freaking out about the monsters. I guess they got used to them. Oh, and maybe you're wondering if all of these monsters are part of our character's imagination. Then no, they are real. Other characters see them too. They give us some backstory about the gold mining and say they tried hiding it in Brazil or something, but they got in trouble. Don't mess with those Brazilians. Also, these two have a lovely relationship. They wanna kill each other. The indifferent prick actually seems like he's regretting what happened and is ready to come clean about everything. We get the sense that he's on our side. On the other hand, that other guy is, well, he's a fucking coward pussy. You'll see. If you play this game, I really recommend writing things down, or even taking pictures of clues with your phone, because you find a lot of hints in this game, and when you'll finally get to the puzzles that actually require you to use those hints, you won't remember any of them. If you go back to where you met that asshole, you can sit on his chair and do this. This is by far the best part of this game. We go back to the arcade and use the silver key to turn on the power. Now we can finally play video games. Inside of a video game. Yeah, we're not playing that. Yeah, too easy. All of this might seem random to you, but some of these games are actually part of a really nice puzzle. We need to play 4 games, and there's a note here that tells us what score we need to get in each game. So I play all of the games and use the power of math to determine what scores I need to get. Each score needs to be twice as big as the previous score. When that happens, we get a floppy disk. I really love this puzzle. Very creative and fun. You know what I don't love? This shit. Come on. This is totally rigged. Typical claw machine. It's raining now, so you know we're getting closer to the end. At this point, you will start finding fake items. Whatever you do, don't touch them. Who even made these? Are the monsters clever enough to make an explosive shaped like a medkit? We go back to the spooky dungeons and use the floppy disk on the computer, which shows us a screen with the word prisoner and different numbers. There are prison cells here with holograms of different creatures. We need to put the right details for each prisoner, which in turn will open that prisoner's cell. Most of these will just give us random items, but one of them will give us an acid bottle, which we use to collect some acid. Duh. But on the way there, we find Edward Crow's daughter. She doesn't feel so good because a monster puked on her or something, so we give her an antidote. Can you just not give her the antidote? Will she just stand there until she dies? She's the reason we're here, or at least that's what the game tells us in the beginning. She was the one who filed the missing person report about her father. Also, she's kind of looking down on us, and it's not just because she's taller. Everyone's taller than me for some reason. Oh my god, it's just like in real life. Apparently, when she filed the report, another officer was supposed to come and investigate. Detective Harrison James. Hey, is that a Silent Hill reference? It's gotta be, right? We tell her that he couldn't make it, because he had some problems with his car. So we came instead. But the way she says it is suspicious. We continue to explore and suddenly hear a gunshot. It came from over here. Damn, he was alive just a few moments ago. Call the police? Aren't you the police? This isn't just a random guy. His name is Spike, and if you read the notes, you'll see his name pop up from time to time. Like here, when the first monster appeared, Edward was holding it hostage in order to experiment on it and understand it. Pike was against it, but he was aware of what's going on and couldn't do anything to stop it. He probably couldn't handle his guilt, so he took his own life. This is depressing. Oh well, I'm gonna take your ammo. You're not gonna use it anymore, right? We continue to explore. Oh, I'm back here. I really like how all of the areas are interconnected. This game has spectacular level design. Really, one of the best I've ever seen. Oh no, okay, I'm going back. Harrison suddenly shows up. He tells us that some kid slashed his tires, so he had to use this bike to get here. He says that he's going to look for Edward's daughter, and we lie to him about wanting to go home. You can meet him later and ask him about his pink bike. Yeah, we feel you, brother. He seems like an honest and cool guy. I hope he finds happiness one day. Everything's locked, with weird locks and keys. Haha, some meta commentary on survival horror games. I like that, but yeah, you get the hang of it eventually. Just play the new Alone in the Dark. It will teach you the basics. Also, the monsters disappeared when he showed up. But when I go back to this area, they reappear. What? Is it because I'm a woman? Anyway, we put the acid in this tank and pour it on the nice fairy lady we met earlier, because that's how we show our thanks. Sorry about that, but it doesn't do anything to her. So, we shoot her goddamn head off.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Now the acid does have an effect, and we finally get the golden key. And finally, after all this time, we can get inside this asshole's office, Edward's office. See us, sucker? The man himself calls us. He confesses about his gold smuggling. And look, I appreciate your honesty, but stop bothering me during work. I'm trying to find you. There's a projector with information about all of the enemy types, and it's quite depressing. Neat. We find a camera that shows us the beginning of the game. We see our car that we left in the parking lot. Man, we've been through so much since we've got here. It's a good time to reflect. Also, I forgot about Arthur. He's still sitting in the car, injured. Poor fella. Anyway, we go to Bikini Bottom and find a control panel for a boat. And we ask the most important question in the game. Is it real or fake? Was my whole life a giant lie? We need someone to operate the controls while we ride on the boat, so we ask Julie. She agrees to help us, and look, she's even wearing the captain hat. Now we need to operate and open up these females. I've never seen a mermaid before, but I didn't think they would have ammo inside of them, so they're hot and useful. We get a large battery, which will be important soon. Man, this is even creepier than before. It's dark, and the enemies are dead? And it's not just in Bikini Bottom. It seems like all of the monsters are dead, for some reason. Jesus! Is someone shooting at me? Who the fuck was that? At least Arthur is okay. Wanna see my new shoes? If you use the silver key on this car, you get shoes that make you go a lot faster. The note says that it's a gift for Natalie, Edward's daughter, so I'm basically stealing from her. I'm fast as fuck, boy! I'm fast as fuck, boy! We go back to the security room and walk on the domino floor. We use this diagram we found earlier and input the correct code, but I don't know what it does. We also use a note to figure out which numbers we need to look at on the slides. Each specimen has its own number. Again, another great puzzle. You need to use logic and deduction skills to find the correct numbers, which we then use to open this panel and pull this lever. Sweet! Now all of the elevators are working. I just need to go there. We go back underground, and now there's electricity everywhere. Ha! See ya later, alligator. We use a device to charge up the battery we got from the hot mermaids. A while ago, I found a note that showed a charged battery and a crow. That crow is a statue, and it's located at the beginning of the game. Now that our battery is charged, we can finally go to it, put the battery inside of it, which then lets us access the final area of the game. I gotta say, I love when games do this. The entrance to the final area was right in front of us from the start, we just didn't have the means to open it. The first time I saw something like this was in Dark Souls 1, where the entrance to the final level was in Firelink Shrine all along.
You sorry? Huh?
Walked out of your life, huh? Yeah, they all do that. After everything she's been through, she still has a sense of humor. I just now found out that you can shoot these things. Don't shoot these things. Okay, let's go and finish this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come out, you coward. Where are you? Ah, fuck you. You miss every shot anyway. You're just lucky I can't find you. We go down the elevator and are immediately surrounded by like 10 monsters. Oh boy. It's a really good thing I got these shoes. I run in circles until the door opens and I get out of there. I go to the next area and it's Harrison. He's dead. We assume the monsters got to him, but upon closer inspection, we can see that he was shot. It was probably that asshole who was shooting at us outside. Suddenly, she begins to mention some details about him. When they met, it seemed like he didn't know who she was, but somehow she knows a lot about him, and they have the exact same date of birth. Something smells like fish. Cause all of this is getting really fishy. We'll get answers very soon. Even at the end of the game, we get shortcuts to previous areas. Very nice. We solved the last puzzle of the game, which is really easy, and we meet this guy again. His name is Tolman, by the way. He doesn't want us to go down there, but it's not because he's evil, it's because he wants to protect us. We tell him about Harrison's death, that he was in fact shot, which means a human did it. And that human is... Marvin? It was Marvin all along? Okay, I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't see it coming. Of course it's you, you slimy, greasy, cowardly worm with a receding hairline. Talman tries to protect us from him, but this namby-pamby is scared that we'll expose him. He really wants to shoot us until... Yeah, keep standing next to that moving vent. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. She didn't even notice what she did. She's like, huh, where am I? We get her out of there and she tells us that the monsters dragged her into the vent. She also tells us something interesting and weird. They didn't try to kill her, they just shook her and made a bunch of noises. Talman then explains that the monsters don't actually want to kill us. They're just trying to communicate. But because they're so disfigured and mentally damaged, they can only communicate with moans and hugs. Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that the monsters very much indeed try to kill me. Anyway, we ship these two together and tell them to gather the survivors and wait for us at the entrance. They agree, and now we get to the real final area.
What a thrill.
Whenever there's a giant ladder in a video game, you have to play that song. It's an unwritten rule. If you played Metal Gear Solid 3, then you know why. But there's actually a really good song here. Actually, the whole soundtrack is good. You should listen to it when you play this, because you should play this, because it's good. Also, these colors make me think of that scene from Silent Hill 3, where Heather is also climbing a ladder. I really like this part. The visuals and music really set the mood for some deep introspection. You, as a player, have time to reflect on your journey up until now. The protagonist especially has a lot of things to think about. She's been through a lot, and not just during the events of the game, but also before. The story isn't over yet. We've got one final challenge. We arrive at some underground bunker, and it's pretty filthy. We find photos of every character that we encountered. Whoever's down here was spying on all of us the entire time. Also, this person, this madman, tried to microwave a medkit. We can explore this place and even take a shower. It looks more like sewer water than actual clean water. Eventually we go here and talk to Edward Crow. And he calls us Elaine, which is the name of the little girl that was attacked 2 years ago. And yep, it's her. All of this time we've been playing as that little girl. We ask him to open the door, but he tells us that we first need to pick up 5 vials. You can try lying to him and tell him that you got the vials when you didn't, which will give you some entertaining dialogue. This is the only time inventory management comes into play. But not really. We need to take these vials, but we don't have enough space for them. We have too much stuff, so we put most of them on the table. We take the vials and get another great moment of reflection. All of the items we used throughout the game are here. We can examine all of them, and one of them is our police license, which isn't ours. It's actually Harrison's. She stole his police ID. That's why when she spoke about his age, it was the exact same age as her. But it wasn't. She was actually born in 1973. There were a lot of hints about her identity. Think about it. Whenever she was asked about why Harrison wasn't here, she said that something happened to his car. But there was something suspicious about the way she said it. There was also the part where Harrison didn't recognize her because she's not actually a cop that was sent by his department, because she's not a cop at all. She was the one who slashed his tires, so he wouldn't be able to come here. When you think about it, she doesn't even wear a uniform. But wait, there's more clues. Everyone commenting on how young she is. When she told Arthur that she knows how it feels being attacked by these monsters, even though nobody attacked her yet, because it was in the beginning of the game, it doesn't make sense when you play it at first. But now that you have all of the context, it does make sense. She knows what it's like being attacked by them, because she was attacked before the game even started. These are just some of the clues. Also, it suddenly says that she's infected. Is it because I took a shower in this dirty place? She lied. She killed a lot of monsters. She did all of that for one reason. To find this guy. It's Edward. He's been waiting for us. And he doesn't look that good. We start talking to him and everything makes sense. The reason it said that she's infected wasn't because of the shitty shower. She's actually been infected this whole time. When the monster attacked her 2 years ago, it actually infected her. Edward reveals that anyone who made any contact with them is infected. Forever. Meaning that all of the characters we've met are infected, including Edward himself. He was the first to get infected, so that's why he looks like a professional crackhead. He tells us that no hospital can fix us. There is no cure. Until now. Those vials we picked up were made by Edward. They contain the only known cure for this disease. The problem is that there are 6 people, but only 5 vials. He didn't make enough, but he tells us that it's fine. He won't be taking it. Then he starts explaining about how this place is a gateway and he wants to see what's on the other side, and some other bullshit. He tells us goodbye, raises his glass, and then this happens. He mutated, because of course he did, and he turns into the final boss. It's not a hard fight, but it is cool and satisfying. This is the end of the game, so there's no reason to hold anything back. Use all of your weapons and all of your ammo. Shoot him, blow him up, and burn him. As the fight progresses, the pool turns red from all the blood. After enough damage, he goes down. Surprisingly, he retains some of his personality and intelligence. He can still speak. He tries to tell us what he saw on the other side, but we don't care. We had enough of this. He has a final request. He wants us to kill him, and we happily oblige.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
It's done. All of us drink our antidote, and finally, we can sit down and relax. We reflect one last time, and say something that you will see a lot whenever you save the game. Maybe everything will be okay. And maybe it won't. God damn, what an awesome experience. Great job, people who worked on this game. Can't wait to see what you do next. There's a lot of things I haven't shown you, and there's a lot of things I didn't know myself at first. Like how you can shoot this clock to just skip an entire puzzle, and then drop a gate to kill a minibus. This is an amazing game. Good combat, intense atmosphere, a story that gets more and more interesting, especially towards the end, and really incredible level design. The only thing I wish this game did was put an emphasis on inventory management. That could have added more tension and decision making, but not every horror game needs to have it. Silent Hill doesn't have it, and people just can't shut up about those games. I should know, I'm one of those people. There's a hard mode coming soon, so maybe that will add inventory management. We'll see. If you love the old Resident Evil and Silent Hill games, or just horror games in general, you need to get this game. Buy it. Play it, and enjoy the beautiful weirdness this game has to offer. For now, enjoy this cat video. Thanks for watching.